It's your girl Jackie LA, and I'm here with my boy Danny Gomez, and we about to see what's on your plate.
Yes, ma'am. What up, what up?
So, you originally from Los Angeles.
Yep.
Born and raised, but you're like an Arizona transplant.
Right, exactly. So, born and raised in LA, Southgate, California. Been out in Arizona for about 5 years now.
Okay.
Back and forth, you know, travel a lot. I do music. I also have my own business, entrepreneur. So I'll be going to Vegas, Florida, LA, Arizona, you know, stay.
So you be on your move.
I'll be on my
So
grind.
let's go. We're gonna take it back a little bit, and I want to let everybody get to know Danny Gomez. Who's Danny Gomez?
Let's do it. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Let's go. Shout out to Sky Bar LA, by the way.
Shout out Sky Bar LA.
So, you kind of grew up into the music scene or whatever, right?
Right.
Like, I know, like, you grew up in a household where you were exposed to Latin music, and then outside of your home, it was the Tupac and the hip-hop and the rap music.
Yeah.
And your dad played the guitar. So what influences did that all have on you as a whole, since now music is your career?
Yeah, so growing up, inside the house, it was all Spanish. Vicente Fernandez, Luis Miguel, all the classics, you know. Outside, it was Ice Cube, DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, Cypress Hill. I actually grew up in Southgate next to CC was his name.
Okay.
And they were homies with Cypress Hill. So as a little kid, my parents used to be like, get inside the house, they're gonna start smoking weed again. And little did I know it was Cypress Hill. They would always come through and you know, and before they blew up and you know, they were doing their thing, they were my neighbors pretty much, you know, so.
Right.
That was kind of like crazy growing up and kind of like looking at that happen and then seeing how big Cypress Hill got and everything that they've done in the whole industry with the music is just eye-opening, and you know, it kind of just gave me that whole vision, like, man, like I could do some shit like this too, you know, like,
right.
You know, so that was dope.
So what was it like, okay, being it's like with your music, because you're considered a Latin trap artist.
Right.
Like you produce Latin music, but it's like trap. Like you're crossed into both of the best worlds. You got hip hop and it's like reggaeton mixed together, but you're not really a reggaeton artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you rap and you're in the hip hop scene. With both of those best worlds, how do you think it plays out in the type of music that you produce now? Yeah,
well, I think it opens a lot of doors, especially because right now that's what's popping. You know,
right.
You see a lot of artists, you know, that only did English in the past. Now they're incorporating the Spanish into it, and you know, the Spanish market is a huge market, you know, as well as the English market, obviously. But I think that having both combinations is something that takes it to the next level, you know.
Right.
So to me, that's something that I want to capitalize and, you know, take advantage of it, because obviously I'm bilingual. Spanish is my first language, and you know, putting that together with the English and, you know, everything else just kind of like makes it work. You know? Right,
so if you like had a choice, like what lane would you push more? Would you push the Latin music or would you push the rap music? If you had a choice right now and there's a deal like right on the table, boom.
Latin.
You will push Latin.
Right.
Is it because that's more like representing your cultural background?
That, and because it's my first language, so even like to write, it's like nature, you know what I mean? Like it's, I can knock out a song like in 25, 30 minutes, you know, right, in Spanish. Whereas in English, it's a little bit more difficult for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't freestyle. I do love the whole art, and to me, I know a lot of artists, you know, don't like saying, oh, you know, I don't like having a writer, you know, write for me or whatever, but to me, I look at it different. I look at it like it's something special to be able to get someone else's perspective, like their whole brain, and have them ghostwrite for you. You know,
right.
I'm huge with that. Like I said, I know a lot of people don't fuck with it, don't like that shit, but to me, I look at it on another level, and that is what makes hits. If you look at all the biggest hits, you have writers involved, you have multiple producers involved. It's a whole team. It's a whole, you know, so it's not just one person. And I think sometimes that's what people kind of get stuck with, you know. They want to do everything on their own. They want to, you know, write their own song. They want to produce their own shit. They want to, you know, instead of tapping in with all the resources that's out there right now, where that can take it to the next level and make it even bigger.
And you know, I have to like chime in on that because as like being a transplant in this music, you want to be transparent. The fact that you're transparent enough that there's other people that can come in and be able to tell your story by just picking up on your energy and your vibe. Like, you want to be able to be branded where everyone can understand you. So when you are working with other writers and other producers, basically they're just taking your story and they're putting it in their words. Right. But it's still letting the world know who you are because they still have to represent the type of music that you are willing to produce and create.
Exactly. And that's why that to me is huge. You know, that to me is priceless. Right. That to me is something that a lot of people don't do because of the whole stigma of, oh, you know, you're not original because you don't write your own shit, or, you know, you don't freestyle, you're not dope. Like, fuck all that. Like, I'm a businessman, and if I see potential and if I see that there's, you know, talent here, talent there, and I can put all that talent in one room and make some shit bigger than what, you know, bigger than life. Yeah. I think that to me is priceless.
Okay, and I want to dab into this in a positive way. So what I'm about to say, like, just take it in a positive like aspect. So like as far as like 6ix9ine, when he came out as an artist and he was like a Latin, like Hispanic background, but he broke into hip hop, but he didn't have to really break in as doing like reggaeton or Latin music, but he broke in as a hip hop artist. Do you think that he did break down barriers for other Latin artists to be able to have that avenue besides all the other shit and the critics that's going on? Do you think, I believe that he did kind of pave a way where it's like, no, they can rap. They can do it. Like, it's not, they don't just have to produce a certain type of music. Do you think that 6ix9ine did at least pave the way, or do you think it was somebody before him that's already done it? Or do you think he had some type of, you know, key to opening up the doors?
I think that there's other people that have done it in the past. It's just now with social media being so big, and I think that was his strength, you know, social media and the whole marketing and being out there and going viral and all that shit kind of like opened up more eyes. And, you know, but there's people have been doing it in the past, like, you know, there's numerous artists that have been rapping in Spanish, you know. It's just that now with more people doing it, I think it's like more eye-opening and more people are tapping into it because it's something that's popping.
Right. Okay. So where do you see yourself as far as like doing hip-hop?
Man, I see myself doing some major shit. Right now I'm, you know, I have some amazing producers I'm working with right now. My Guy Mars.
Shout out to My Guy Mars.
My Guy Mars, shout out. Scoop Deville.
Oh, Scoop Deville hard.
Man.
I was in the studio, let's bring that up. I was in the studio with y'all, and I got to see how Danny Gomez's vibe out in the studio. It was like a total positive energy. Everybody was dancing. We gonna put some of that footage in here. Everybody was dancing and vibing, and even you as your own entity, you're just around like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's your energy that added to them so they can know what to create.
Exactly.
How long have you been working with those two?
I've been working with Scoop for about 3 years now.
Okay.
My Guy Mars, I actually met him through Scoop in Paris. We went out to a producer convention, so maybe about 5 months, My Guy Mars, and it was just like automatic. Like we clicked up, you know, we got in the studio out there, came back out here and set it up, and it was amazing. Like you were part of it, you know what I'm saying? Like just being in that room. You're welcome. Just being in that room was just amazing. You know, we had Crime City Films in the house. We had The Real Notch. We had, you know, Scoop Deville, My Guy Mars. Oh man, it was amazing. It was just the energy, the
King Envy popped out with you.
King Envy rolled up, man. He's dope, man. Shouts to King Envy. He's definitely a dope artist that's gonna. I'm looking forward to work with.
No, you two are gonna collab. That's already in the works. So we're gonna make sure that happens.
Yeah, he's dope.
So now you're in Arizona. You're coming out of Arizona. Like, how's the music market in Arizona?
Man, you know what? In Arizona, it's crazy. It's actually popping. There's a lot of artists out there that I personally fuck with, and they're dope. You know, they have, you know, the talent out there, and the way they move is dope too. And they fuck with people from LA. You know, when I went out there, getting into the studios, and you know, they took me in as if I was one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's all love. There's definitely a lot of talent, and I think that, you know, this music just brings everybody together, you know? So it's dope.
I believe it don't matter what it is in life, music really connects all of us. It doesn't matter your background, the language you speak. When a song come on and you in a club, everybody gonna be dancing to the same shit. Whether they speak English, understand what the fuck is on the record, everybody comes together because of music.
Yeah, and I get that a lot. You know, some people say, man, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but that shit sounds dope.
That's what I said to you. Okay, so when Danny sent me his tracks, I didn't understand what the fuck was. I didn't understand it, but I was like, oh, this shit hard. I think I called you back like in like less than 5 minutes. I'm like, yo, you hard, like you tight.
You were like, where you been all my life?
Right. I said, where the fuck has he been? And I actually sent your record to some business partners of mine, like out of the East Coast, because in New York, you know, they have like the big Latin market with that type of music, and it was like, I don't know what he's saying, but I'm gonna send it to people who know what he's saying, and they're like, no, that's fire. Fire. So you're already there. You're already there. So let's talk about some of the projects. I mean, you just shot your music video yesterday, so let's talk about some of the projects and let the people know what you are working on. Yeah.
So I shot a music video yesterday. This is with a producer from Germany. Johnny and Super Soca, shouts to them too.
Oh, you tapped in worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. I mean, you know, thanks to Scoop Deville, you know, I had the opportunity to travel to South Korea, Germany, Paris.
Well, tell Scoop Deville I need a ticket.
Yeah, Scoop Deville's the man.
Call me Scoop, because I need a ticket to see what's going on while I'm on the where am I at? Like,
right. Yeah, so we went out there, you know, and met some producers, you know, started doing some music with them, and it's dope. Like they love it, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because even though it's Germany and you think like, oh, you know, but they fuck with the Spanish shit, and they requested it. They were like, hey, you know, let's, and in fact, they've sent me more beats to work on some more Spanish shit. So, you know, it's dope. It's an amazing opportunity. I think that, you know, a lot of people don't get, and, you know, if you do have that opportunity, you know, should take advantage of that shit.
You know what is your key advantage right now, Danny Gomez, is that you've already went overseas. You've done a lot that a lot of upcoming artists have not even tapped into that market. Right. Those are going to be the people that buys all your records. You're going to sell out your shows. So I feel like the avenue that the way you're going is dope.
Yeah, and they show love, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, South Korea, we went out there and I felt like I was already made. Like, everybody was showing love. Me and Scoop Deville, you know, showed out and, you know, performed, and it's dope. Like, the energy and the love that they show, you know, just because you're, I guess, from LA, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Everyone is like, LA is like the place where like you make your dreams come true, you know? So being you know, a native of Los Angeles, I think opens up a lot of doors, and also, you know, people want to fuck with us, you know? And it's dope because we want to fuck with them too. So it's mutual, you know?
Okay. So what can we expect from Danny Gomez,
man,
as an artist in a whole? Like, what can we expect from you, and what is your intent message to your viewers and your listeners? Like, what is it that you want them to get across? What is it that you want them to understand about Danny Gomez?
Yeah, I just want them to understand that, you know, anything is possible. My slogan is persistence beats resistance. You know, never give up on your dreams. You know, never give up on your dreams. Anything's possible. And I do music for the love of it. I never got into music. I never even imagined I was gonna, you know, be doing the things I'm doing now with music, but I never did it for like the fame or the money. I did it because to me it's like a therapy. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA. You know, I grew up in it. You know, so it's just everything that has happened in the whole music industry for me has been almost like effortless. You know, like it just happens. Like even though I moved out to Arizona, like it's still bringing me to like the whole music, you know? So it's like, I can't get away from it, you know? It's like no matter where I go, like.
It's because you're aligning with your purpose. Right. And when you align with your purpose, no matter what happens, you cannot fight against it.
Yep.
Like, you just can't. And that's why, like, when I heard your music, I'm like, what the fuck, where have you been? Like, where have you been? This is what we need.
And you know what? I've been working. I mean, shit. I've been doing music for a long time, and I always, you know, I have about 8 records right now that I'm ready to drop music videos to. And I always, you know, thought about, I'm a businessman before anything, so I didn't want to just make music and put it out and just put it out just to put it out. Like, I want to have a game plan. I want to have a strategy. I want to have a business plan. I want to do it with the right people. I want to make sure that if I'm going to put something out, it's going to be something that is well thought out, and it's something that's going to work. You know what I'm saying?
With that being said, explain to like other upcoming artists why that's important to actually know the business side of this music industry, because I feel like a lot of people, they just drop music videos, they want to be seen on camera. They really don't realize like there's a whole side of the fame that people don't know, because you can be famous and be broke.
Right. Oh yeah.
Or you could be famous and not be respected. It's like you need to have that business side. So just explain to them like why it's important to know the business side of the business.
Yeah, you have to know, like even in Instagram shit, you could go hashtag, you know, anything, and they'll put you up on game. You have all these vets, you know, that OGs in the game that have already been gone through what we're going through, you know?
Right.
So you got to soak all that up. You got to do your research, you know? Don't just sign anything because, you know, King Envy said the first deal is not the best deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to keep pushing. You got to, you know, and if you could do it independently, even better. There's going to be situations where obviously there's deals that you can't, you know, you can't say no to, but at the end of the day, you just got to make sure that you have the knowledge and you do your research before you sign anything, because it's crazy.
Right.
A lot of people get taken advantage of, you know, and to me, that's one of the things that has held me back from putting all my shit out, you know? That's why everything that I do, it's like strategically, even like with you, Crime City Films was like, hey man, you gotta link up with Jackiie. She's the real one. She's the one. She's the one. You know, right away I hit you up. You were like, what's popping? So, and then we linked, and it's dope. Like we have a good energy, good vibes.
And it's already been built.
Yeah.
You got him on your placements, and we're gonna continue to grow that, because I feel like people don't know that too. As an artist, it's like you have to invest in yourself as far as marketing.
Definitely.
You can drop music, but it's like, who's gonna hear the music?
Right.
You need to put it out there. So you being on all the hottest blogs and getting you out there is bringing more publicity to Danny Gomez. Next thing you know, I give it like 6 months, the world is gonna know who Danny Gomez is.
Right, that's the goal. That's the
6
goal.
months, mark my
6
words.
months. Let's do it.
I'm telling you, 6 months, bro.
Let's make it happen.
It's 6 months.
Yeah, and I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the opportunities there. Even with the people that are, you know, like I could say like taking me in right now. You know, like my guy Mars, man, super talented, real as fuck. You know, he's so dope. Scoop Deville, so dope, and having them together in the studio was just like, fuck, like
that was history.
Priceless. Yeah,
that was like we created an epic moment like in history that's gonna be something forever.
Yeah, the energy was crazy. I mean, at the record plant, going from one studio to the other, running into Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys and
right next door.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh shit, you know, like this is happening, this is real. So you know, it's amazing, you know, this whole opportunity and the way it's coming together is so dope. You know, it's like it's meant to be. That's how it feels, really.
So you just start your music video. Are you working on an album? Like, are you just doing singles? Like, what is going on right now with Danny Gomez? Like, what
so singles right now, we actually have it's called 6 in the Morning. That one's gonna be dropping in Germany April 4th.
Okay.
So that the video is gonna be the video is gonna drop same time as the song in Germany.
Right.
So that's gonna be dope. And you know, trying to get it, you know, out there to the whole world. You know, so I got 8 more tracks that are ready for video shoots as well. So, you know, I'm trying to do like at least a minimum of 12 weeks of promo for each album, for each record, you know, so it's gonna be dope. I'm gonna be around for a minute, so.
Oh, you heard the fuck out of that. You're gonna be around for a minute.
For a minute. And then, you know, even like in the whole entertainment, like I think that there's a lot of opportunity out there, you know, there's a lot of talent out there, there's a lot of opportunity, but sometimes it just takes someone to gap that bridge, you know, and put the talent
It's connecting them dots. It's like connecting them dots, and you know how we play in this game, we moving them chess not checkers.
Right, exactly.
We're gonna play the right moves, and with your career, like, I don't even know how, like, if you know how dope and epic your music is now.
Thank you.
Like, it's not gonna take much. We have to work hard, but for you, just placing you right in the right positions, Danny, your career is gonna go far. Like, I can already see you overseas. I'm gonna FaceTime you, like, feet kicked up. I just got off the tour. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
That's the goal. And I know you're an entrepreneur and you do have businesses. So, how is it? Like, what made you decide, like, I'm gonna focus strictly on my career?
Well, you know what? It's always been like music. I've always done it just for the passion of it, for the love of it.
Right.
And people along the way, friends, family members, I show them my music and they're like, man, what the fuck? What are you doing? You're slipping, you know, this shit should be out. You should be. So, but I wanted to make sure that both my feet were, you know, that I was grounded, you know, that I didn't want to come into the game broke, not being able to make the moves that I'm making now, because to be honest with you, the moves that I'm making now, it ain't free. You know what I mean? It comes with a fee.
Ain't nothing free.
Ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free.
I don't care if it's you investing your energy.
Exactly. And so I looked at it like, if I'm gonna do it, like I want to do it right, and I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to half-ass it. I want to go in full throttle, do it right, and make sure that, you know, I come in with that business mentality, that I do come in with my other businesses with the music. That way it works out, and, you know, we're good.
Okay. With that being said, Danny, let everybody out there know where to follow you.
Yeah.
If it's one thing you want to let everybody that's coming up out the game from the streets, go ahead and tell them right now.
Yeah, you can follow me on at Danny Gomez Music, IG. I really don't fuck with anything else. When I shit, I'm gonna get my shit cracking. I know everything else is popping, but man, I just want to let everybody know that, you know, if you got a dream, never give up. You know, just always, you know, just give it your all. Never give up, and you know, I think that's one of the main things. You know, you got to be persistent, you got to be consistent, and if it's something that you love, that you truly love, it's not gonna feel like work. It's gonna feel like something that's meant to be. You know, like another passion of mine is cooking. You know, I could work all day and come home, and if I have to, you know, cook a whole full meal, like it's like therapy for me. You know what I'm saying?
He just said that, so he about to start cooking. What's on your plate? You got to start making this a meal.
Chef boy, I'm G.
Chef boy, Danny. There you have it. It's your girl Jackie LA. You tapped in with LA in the streets. What's on your plate? Shout out to the Sky Bar LA. Shout out to my boy Danny Gomez. Shout out to Crime City Films behind the camera. You already know what it is. We taking over, and it's chestnut checkers.
Yes, ma'am.
Cheers
to that, man.